Liz here, and we are at EMO's Creative Studio, where anything and everything you create is beautiful because you created it. And today I'm going to talk to you about an automatic bobbin winding machine. Now, I did purchase this through Amazon, and if you go on Amazon and you type in automatic bobbin winder, you'll see that there's several different brands, but they all look the same. There might be a little bit difference in the colors of the buttons or where this bobbin attachment is at, but pretty much it's the same machine. I am now an Amazon associate, and I purchased mine with Kung Fu King, and currently it's at about $45, $46. These machines are a little bit pricey because it's, you know, it's a machine. It has an engine, it has little parts and whatever. Okay, so let's get on to this. This machine came in several pieces. What I had to do, and let me bring you up just a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. What I had to do was attach the main box to this base plate, which is metal. It has rubber feet on both sides on 4 corners. What I did was opened up the little plastic bag that came with the parts. These are 4 wood screws, and these wood screws are, if you want to use your machine in a permanent spot, you could insert the wood screws in each one of these corners and attach it to a piece of wood. I'm not going to do that because I have 2 places where I do sewing, up here in my big sewing studio, and then downstairs, well, in my bedroom. I have a little sewing setup down there. So what I did was I took the 2 little screws, and they were about this big, and I used my Phillips head screwdriver, and I inserted right here, and I'm going to bring you up closer so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's see, right there. And I hand tighten them very tight. They're very tiny screws. The holes are, you know, it's easy to put together. I had difficulty putting some parts on this together, and I was not going to film that. Let me pull you out. This machine does come with assembly instructions, but it does not, let me repeat, does not come with instructions on how to use it. But after spending some time trying to figure it out and using the logic of how your sewing machine works with bobbin winding, I figured it out. So this is the instructions. It tells you what you need to do. Most of these machines will come with some type of instructions. This machine only came with the assembly. So the next thing I assembled were these 2 items right here. This one is for your spool or your cone, and then this is a thread guide. Just like your sewing machine has a thread guide, and let me turn the machine so you can see it right there. You need a thread guide so you can wind your bobbins. Now, I am not going to show you, I'm going to show you, but I'm not going to actually do it because I've adjusted this machine for the way I like to have my bobbins wound. But when you get your machine, and I've already done 2 bobbins, let's see, I just got to figure out, there you go. It only winds about 3/4 of the way, and I don't like that. I'd like my bobbins to be a little bit fuller. So I adjusted the machine, and this is the way I like my bobbins. They're almost at the edge, but not quite coming off. So I will show you in a moment when I start to assemble the thread. So I am winding bobbins for my Baby Lock Jane. In one of my videos, I've told you about my Baby Lock Jane. Sorry, I keep on moving this. And it uses metal bobbins, and I don't know what the number or the style of this is. So let's go ahead and prepare our thread. You see I've got a cone. I'll place it here. bring my thread, and I'm placing it with the thread going clockwise, I believe. I think you can see the thread coming from behind the cone. Put it on the cone in this spool holder, thread it through the thread holder, and then this item has a very small opening. Let's see if you can see it. It is right here, and I've got my chopstick or my skewer through it. Let me bring you closer, maybe we can see it a little bit better. And I will adjust for you to see. There you go, right there. That's where the thread is going to go into next. Let me put this down, and then I'll bring it back up and show you what has to happen after that. Let's see if I can get this without spending a lot of time. And if my head's in the way, I'm sorry. Of course, I got to do the what the thread business. Crickets, 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 crickets. Okay. Now, since I've got this machine this way, just like on your sewing machine, there's 2 discs that the thread has got to go through for this machine to wind properly. So I've got it in this way, and I'm going to put the thread through the 2 discs. And once you've got the thread in the correct place, you'll feel a little bit of tension. Now let me move this over. Try not to have a long piece of thread coming off the spool or cone. You insert your thread. Sorry if my head was in the way. You insert your thread into your bobbin. Crickets, 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 crickets. Sorry. Maybe I should insert some music in this quiet time. I mean, I have music playing, but I can't have you guys listen to it because it's licensed. All right, let me turn this over and see if it'll work over here. Oh, sorry. Okay, now I've got it. Up through the bobbin, I insert my bobbin here, and me personally, I'm going to turn it on a quick second, and I'm going to turn it off. And I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut off this long thread right here. If not, it's going to wind around this post right here. So I've got it off. Let me bring you out just a little. And if you notice, there is no on or off switch. Turn this way, this way, this way. It's on when you plug it into your electricity. Stop is red, start is green. So we're going to go ahead and turn it on and let it do its thing. It will stop automatically where I want it to stop. And let me show you where you would actually adjust, and it stopped automatically. I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to pull the thread just a little, give it a snip, and let's see, sorry for blending. I know I say sorry too much. I have a bobbin that's wound to my liking. How did I do that? In these instructions that come with this particular machine, it tells you, if you want more thread on your bobbin, you have to adjust this by 2 millimeters, which turns out to be 1/8 of an inch. Let me move this over, and let's see if I can get you down even closer. There you go, and still be clear. All right, I do have a ruler somewhere that is millimeters, And I actually used it, oh, here we go. I actually used it to move it over. So what I did was I looked at where my spot was before, and it was actually back here at 2 millimeters. I held it down. I took my Phillips screwdriver and I loosened this. I'm not doing it for real now because this machine is actually set at where I want it. Once I loosened it, this whole plate was movable. Again, using my ruler, I don't know if you can see, there you go. Using my ruler, I was able to slide this whole plate over 2 millimeters. Once you slide it over the 2 millimeters, hold it down with your finger, take your Phillips screwdriver and tighten down that screw very tightly. Hand tighten it. And now it's ready to be used. Now I believe this might be a thread cutter, and we're going to go ahead and try that and see if it is. Yep, it's a thread cutter. I'm not really particularly fond of thread cutters because they usually leave a lot of uneven edges, so I use my scissors. That's something that I do. So now I've wound 2 bobbins, and they're nicely wound. They look even, no problems. I am going to give a thumbs up for this machine. And if I run into any problems, I'll come back and I'll tell you all about it. Again, I purchased this through Amazon. I am an Amazon associate, so there is an Amazon store connected to my YouTube channel. Follow the link and please go ahead and purchase this item from my store. It helps me to gain a little cash so that I can actually do more videos and buy more equipment so I can provide you with a better quality video. I hope this was some good knowledge for you. If you have any questions, please follow the links or look at the description box. It shows you my social media and my email address. And I have to tell you that people are actually emailing me questions, comments, or concerns. If you really have a question that you're too embarrassed to ask in the comments below, go ahead and send me an email and I will answer you almost right away. Okay, until the next time, I'm Liz and we are at EMO's Creative Studio, where anything and everything you create is beautiful because you created it. So until the next time.